Good evening. The question that everybody's been asking for the last 2 weeks is what happened to Kenneka Jenkins? Uh, we may never have the true answer to this. Um, I really honestly hope that it comes out soon for the sake of her family and for her justice and, just put everybody else at peace. Because this is a very scary situation. When we go out of town or go have a night, away and stay in a hotel, we feel like we should be safe. We feel like we are safe. That should be a safe place. So it's got cameras, you have people working, it should be a nice getaway, not your final breath. And that's what it was for her. And it's so many discrepancies in a lot of the evidence and footage and theories, and it could have gone so many different ways. But no matter how many different ways it could have gone, it still remains that everyone has kind of come up with something similar of the same idea. It's really sort of impossible for that many people to come up with the same ideas unless they were copying from someone else, of course. But that many people aren't going to be thinking that much alike on the same level on the same thing all at one time. Personally, my thought on it, no matter, what could have happened or what time it happened or any of that, I keep going back to the same thing, and I feel like, I'm not really sure if I feel like if Irene had anything to do with it or knew about it ahead of time. I'm still sort of iffy on that. Not too sure. I do know she worked at the hotel, and I know that they were friends. Monifa was a mutual friend between Irene and Kenneka, and Irene and Kenneka were, they were starting to, become closer. But anyways, I personally feel like Monifa, helped set her up to get raped or, whatever. I don't feel like the death or anything like that was intentional. I believe it was probably an accident, but that's when they panicked and they didn't know what to do with her body. So, somehow someone knew to put her in a freezer. Now, how they would know to put her in this particular freezer, that's another question, because nobody else worked at the hotel but Irene. And we saw her walking through a kitchen, and the kitchen that we did see her walking through was supposed to be the abandoned kitchen that she was found in the freezer inside. That she was in that kitchen. That's the kitchen she was supposed to be in. But when the lawyer, however, spoke to a news channel, he said something different. He said that the kitchen that we saw, that is not the kitchen that she was found in. He said that he saw footage of Kenneka walking through apparently that kitchen that we saw her in on the video. I'm not sure whether it was that one or another one, because there's a lot of kitchens in this hotel, in the Crown Plaza. Now, the kitchen that he saw her in on the video, on the footage from the hotel, he said there were 2 other workers in there. He said it looked like one of them was cooking and the other one was mopping the floor. But they were never in the same motion frame as Kenneka. So, you know, he said that she was found in a completely abandoned kitchen that has not been used for years. And that was not the same kitchen that we saw her walking through. And the kitchen that we saw her walking through, that's why there's stuff everywhere. There's boxes. There's like a dry erase board that has something written on it. I haven't zoomed in on any of the videos to see exactly what it is, but there is something written on a dry erase board, possibly a schedule, or, you know, maybe things that they needed in the kitchen, whatever they write, you know, on the boards in kitchens. But it did look like it had been operable. So, you know, the next question is, you know, who would have known to put her in the abandoned freezer that hasn't been used for years? That's when the story kind of steers back to Irene, because Irene worked there. So, you know, it could have gone as Irene, you know, maybe played a part in it, you know, and told them what to do. Or maybe Irene had been aware of some things that the owner could have been, you know, dibbing and dabbing in, such as the organ transplants and stuff like that, organ harvesting. You know, I don't know, but somehow they knew about that freezer. And that, the deal with the freezer, that's where something is odd, because, you know, they wouldn't have known to just put her there without someone actually telling them, you know. And then, you know, so that's when it goes to the staff of the hotel, basically, because, you know, the footage is obviously edited in a lot of scenes, you know, and they wouldn't have been able to get a hold of the footage and edit it and all of this. And, you know, that's a little far-fetched. But the staff, however, you know, they can do that. And the owners and the managers, they can do that. So, you know, that's where all of that comes into play. Basically, you know, if that's the case, what I feel like happened was, you know, it was an accident. Somehow they knew about the freezer from an employee that worked there. Someone also said that to enter the, I don't know if it's the kitchen or a freezer or something, but you need an actual employee key to access something of that nature. And if anybody's watched the videos of the lady walking into the freezers and opening the freezers, they all have locks on them. Some of them have padlocks on them, but they have locks. Now, I've worked in a lot of restaurants in my younger years, and I've never seen a walk-in refrigerator, well, walk-in cooler or a walk-in freezer with padlocks on them. That's a little strange, especially in, you know, freezers that you're supposed to be going in and out of and bringing stuff out of to cook. That's just a little odd. So, you know, that should strike some sort of, you know, suspiciousness to someone, because a lot of people have never seen a freezer with a lock on it. That's not normal. You know, and the doors do not close back on you. You know, like, you would have to pull that knob and literally shut the doors. You know, and then when they close, I mean, you're able to open them. So she could not have been awake or, you know, all the way coherent when she was put in there. But if it was for the organ transplants, you know, those people, they have been into a lot of things, and they have been raided and busted and all of that for illegal organ harvesting and disease organ harvesting, you know. So, you know, a lot of people have been saying, oh, well, who would want her organs? She's been drinking and she was drugged and her organs are contaminated. But they've already gotten busted for selling organs that have diseases. So, you know, but, you know, who's to say? It could have been a lot of different ways, you know, and it's just, it's a big mystery, and, you know, it's crazy because, you know, we really don't know where we're safe at, and, you know, it really makes people wonder and, you know, kind of second look, you know, their friends, because, you know, this girl was supposed to be her friend since the 3rd grade, and it's just sad how, you know, how could you be friends with someone that long and not even care about their life? Not care about, you know, them waking up the next day and having another chance at happiness and, you know, being an adult or, you know, a parent, just living life, you know, and it's so sad. And it's so terrible. I really, really hope and pray to God that, you know, that all of this comes out. You know, as a parent, I just can't imagine what her mother's going through, and, you know, I feel true sympathy, you know, for her, because, you know, that's a hard thing, losing a child. And, you know, and a lot of people are saying, oh, well, not really a lot, but just some people are saying, you know, I've read in people's comments on their videos and stuff that, you know, some people are saying, oh, well, let her rest. And, you know, it's a hard time for the family. You know, people shouldn't be trying to research all of this stuff. Well, no, actually, you know, it's not hurting the family. The mother even said on a live video the other day, you know, thank you to everyone who is, you know, researching and trying to find out answers. And, you know, the whole country is, you know, is doing, from everybody all over the country that's researching into this case, is actually doing more, you know, all together, you know, than what's gotten done really, you know, to this point. You know, so it's not that anyone's trying to hurt the family or, you know, just being selfish or whatever the case is, or curious. That's not it. You know, it's basically just trying to help, you know, trying to figure it out, because it's crazy. Like, I mean, I've never seen anything like this. People being edited out of a video, and, you know, just people being so heartless. And, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, the world that we live in. It really is. It's scary. It is very scary. But, you know, I don't know if any of you guys, you know, have any theories or have any sort of, you know, anything that, you know, y'all want to share, feel free to leave in the comments. No negative comments, please, because, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm not on a negative path here, you know, and I don't deal with negativity. So, you know, if it's negative, just keep it to yourself. There's no need to express it. Positive comments only. And justice for Kenneka. You guys have a great night, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night.